You were the adult.
You can say that.
I am saying that.
I was by age.
And by maturity.
You maybe.
You were a teacher, Mary. You can't say I was immature.
But you don't know him.
No, but I don't need to know him in this discussion. He's the child.
Who was
I'm
the
talking
boss?
about you.
Who was the boss?
What was his name?
Who was the boss?
What?
Who was the boss back then?
There was me pursuing you. But...
Who was the boss back then?
A teacher in Washington was respected, loved, and trusted until one shocking secret turned her world upside down. What started as mentorship ended in scandal, prison, and an unlikely marriage. Mary Kay Letourneau was born on January 30th, 1962 in Tustin, California, into a large street Catholic family. She was the fourth of 7 children. Her father, John G. Skimis, was a college professor and a well-known conservative politician who once ran for president of the United States. Mary grew up in a home that looked perfect from the outside, disciplined, educated, and deeply religious. But behind closed doors, things weren't always peaceful. Her father's strict rules and public scandals brought embarrassment and pressure to the family. Despite the chaos, Mary was intelligent and ambitious. She attended Arizona State University, where she met her future husband, Steve Letourneau. The two fell in love quickly, and when she became pregnant before marriage, they decided to start a family together. After graduation, Mary and her husband moved to Washington State, where she began her career as an elementary school teacher. She was described by her colleagues as warm, friendly, and passionate about teaching. As students adored her. She often went the extra mile to help children who struggled in class. But underneath that friendly, caring personality, something deeper was missing. Her marriage, which is well respected with 4 kids, was falling apart, and she felt lonely and unappreciated. It was during this emotional emptiness that she met a bright 12-year-old student named Vili Fualaau, a meeting that would change both their lives forever. Vili Fualaau was born on June 26, 1983, in Burien, Washington, to a small American family. He was a bright and creative boy who loved drawing and music, but life at home wasn't easy. His parents struggled financially, and like many kids from tough backgrounds, Villi often looked for encouragement and attention from people he admired. When he met Mary Kay Letourneau, he was just a 12-year-old 6th grade at Sherwood Elementary School. She was his teacher, warm, caring, and full of praise for his artistic talent. For a boy who didn't always feel noticed, her attention meant a lot. Mary became more than a teacher to him. She became a mentor, a friend, and someone who made him feel special. She encouraged him to believe in himself and would often tell him how gifted he was. But that bond, which should have been a healthy teacher-student relationship, slowly turned into something dark and forbidding. Many people described Villi at that time as naive, quiet, and emotionally young, still a child trying to understand the world. He didn't have the maturity to realize that what was happening wasn't love, but manipulation from an adult who had power over him. To Villi, it felt like affection. To the law, it was a serious crime, because no matter how it began, a child can never consent to such a relationship. For months, Mary Kay Letourneau and her student Villi kept their secret carefully hidden. She continued teaching as if nothing was wrong, and Villi returned to school like every other boy his age. But people around them began to notice unusual things: the late-night phone calls, the private outings, and how emotionally attached they had become. The truth finally came to light in February 1997, when Mary's husband, Steve, discovered letters and notes exchanged between his wife and the 12-year-old boy. The words were personal and romantic, clear evidence that something was deeply inappropriate. Shocked and heartbroken, Steve reported it to the school district, and soon the police were involved. When questioned, both Mary and Villi tried to downplay the relationship, but it didn't take long before the full truth came out. The news spread like wildfire. A respected teacher, a mother of four, arrested for having a sexual relationship with her 12-year-old student. It was a story that stunned not just the community, but the entire nation. Parents at Sherwood Elementary were outraged. They trusted Mary with their children, and now she was accused of violating that sacred trust in the worst possible way. The media swarmed outside her home, her school, and the courthouse. Headlines called her the teacher who crossed the line. Some tabloid romanticized the story, calling it a forbidden love affair, while others call it what it truly was, a case of child abuse and manipulation. Mary was charged with 2 counts of second-degree rape of a child. Despite her public image collapsing overnight, she continued to claim that she loved Villi. At 16, it was a real relationship, not a crime. Then, in a shocking twist that deepened the scandal, the world learned that Mary was pregnant, carrying the child of her 12-year-old student. After her arrest, Mary Kay Letourneau case moved quickly to the courts. The evidence was clear, and public outrage was massive. In August 1997, she pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree rape of a child, a serious felony under Washington state law. The judge sentenced her to 7.5 years in prison, but there was a special plea there. Mary would serve only 6 months in county jail, followed by treatment in a sex offender program if she'd agreed to one strict condition: no contact whatsoever with Villi. For a moment, it looked like she might get a second chance at rebuilding her life, but that chance didn't last long. Only a few weeks after her release in 1998, police found Mary and Villi together inside her car, parked near a marina in Des Moines, Washington. Witnesses said the two appeared to be trying to flee together. Inside the car were personal items, scotch, and their infant daughter's clothes. The meeting was a direct violation of the court's no contact order. The judge wasted no time. The suspended sentence was revoked, and Mary was sent back to prison to serve the full 7.5-year term. What shocked the public even more was what happened next. While behind bars, it was discovered that Mary was pregnant again, her second child with Villi. She later gave birth to another daughter, Georgia, in October 1998, while still serving her sentence. Both children were placed in the care of Mary's relative, while Villi, still just a teenager, struggled to raise them with the help of his family. Mary remained in prison for the next 7 years. During that time, she continued to write letters to Villi expressing her love and longing to be with him again, even as the world saw her story as a tragic example of obsession, power, and broken trust. After spending nearly 7 years in prison, Mary Kay was finally released in August 2004. By that time, the little boy she once taught, Vili Fualaau, was now a 20-year-old young man. Despite everything that had happened, the prison sentence, the media scandal, and the damage done to both their lives, Villi never completely let go of Mary. In fact, even before her release, he had filed a request with the court to lift the no-contact order, saying that he wanted to see her again. The court eventually agreed, and the two were reunited shortly after her release. The reunion shocked the public. Many people believed Villi would move on with his life, but instead, he stood by the woman who had once been his teacher and abuser. In May 2005, just a year after leaving prison, Mary and Villi got married in a private ceremony at a winery in Woodville, Washington. The wedding was attended by family and close friends, and even covered by television network that had followed their story for years. Together, they raised their 2 daughters, Audrey and Georgia, and for a while, they tried to live a quiet, normal life. They move away from the spotlight, avoiding interviews and focusing on raising their family. Despite the controversy that had defined their past, the couple stayed together for over a decade, nearly 14 years of marriage. But as time went on, cracks began to show. The difference in age, the trauma of their past, and the pressure from years of public judgment began to take a toll. In 2017, Villi filed for separation, saying he needed time to understand who he was outside of the relationship. He later explained that although he would always care for Mary, their marriage had been shaped by a painful beginning that never truly healed. Their separation marked the quiet end of one of the most shocking and controversial relationships in modern American crime history. As we ramp up this story, whom do you think to be blamed here? Do you think Mary truly loved Villi? Or was it manipulation disguised as love? Well, I appreciate your comments. And please also share and let others know about this. Until we come your way again, this is True Crime CSO.
With the adult.
You can say that.
I am saying that.
I was by age. I was by age.
And by
Let's just say
maturity.
that. You maybe.
You were a teacher, Mary. You
Doesn't
can't say I
matter.
was immature.
But you don't know him.
No, but I don't need to know him in this discussion. He's the child.
Who was
I'm
the
talking
boss?
about you.
Who was the boss?
What was his name?
Who was the boss?
What?
Who was the boss back
You know,
then?
there was me pursuing you.
Who was the boss back then?
But this is ridiculous.
No,
This
who
is
was?
ridiculous.
Who was? Just say.
Just say.
Who was the boss?
All I knew was what I knew back then.
But who was the boss?
He was 13, Mary.
But who was the boss?
This is getting weird.
Who was the boss? Who?
I'm pursuing the relationship.
Who was the boss?
Well, I was the pursuer.
Yes.
Mary, even as you're
But-
hearing this now, come on, he was 13.
Doesn't matter.
It absolutely matters.
Oh well, flaw me. Flaw me as an
As an adult?
yes, flaw me. I did the
Yeah.
best I could.